Sunlight streams through my floor-to-ceiling windows, casting rainbow prisms across my bedroom walls from the crystal decorations the staff meticulously arranged last night. I trace my fingers over the invitation card on my nightstand, the thick cardstock embossed with golden script, promising a week at a beachfront villa worth more money than most people see in a lifetime. My heart flutters. Maybe this time will be different. I slip out of bed, my bare feet sinking into plush carpet. The mansion is quiet except for the soft whir of central air and distant footsteps of the cleaning staff. Balloons and soft pastels bob gently against my ceiling, and wrapped presents gleam on my marble dresser. 16. I'm finally 16. The mirror reflects back someone caught between childhood and adulthood, my dark waves pulled into a messy bun, olive skin glowing in the morning light. I straighten my shoulders, practicing the poised smile expected of a Harrington daughter. But my eyes betray me. Hazel irises unable to hide the desperate hope I've carried since I was little. That one day, just once, I'll matter as much as Savannah. My phone buzzes. A text from Emma wishing me happy birthday with about 50 heart emojis. I smile, warmth blooming in my chest. At least someone remembers without being reminded by the staff's decorations. I make my way downstairs, each step measured and graceful like Mom taught me. The grand foyer stretches before me, all soaring ceilings and gleaming marble. But instead of my parents waiting with birthday wishes, there's only Savannah. My sister leans against a pillar, golden hair perfectly styled even at this hour. Her smirk sends ice down my spine. Morning, birthday girl. Her voice drips honey-sweet venom. Mom and Dad left you something. I freeze halfway down the stairs. Where are they? Oh, they had to run out. Savannah straightens, producing a folded paper from behind her back. But they made sure to leave you a special list. My stomach drops as she holds it out. Not an invitation, not birthday wishes, a chore list. 2 pages, neatly typed. The room spins violently. My vision narrows to pinpricks, blood roaring in my ears. Every detail hits like a physical blow. The tremble in my hands, the metallic taste of betrayal on my tongue, the way my chest constricts until I can barely breathe. The cheerful birthday music playing softly through hidden speakers becomes a mocking soundtrack to my humiliation. What is this? My voice comes out raw, unfamiliar. What does it look like? Savannah rolls her eyes. Someone has to make sure everything's perfect for the party. Mom and Dad trust you to handle it. Just hours ago, I'd been floating on cloud 9. The memory crashes over me, sitting cross-legged on my bed last night, carefully reading every word of the villa invitation. I'd already packed my favorite sundress, the new swimsuit I'd been saving. Mom had smiled, actually smiled, when she handed me the envelope, and Dad had mentioned something about family bonding. I'd been so sure this birthday would be different, so certain they'd finally see me. But the villa, the words stick in my throat. Savannah's smile widens. Oh, honey, did you really think they meant you were invited? That's for the family vacation next week. You know, for people who actually deserve it. My fingers grip the banister so hard my knuckles turn white. Years of being the afterthought, the burden, the imperfect daughter crash through me. But beneath the familiar pain, something else stirs. Something that makes my jaw clench and my spine straighten. I stare at my reflection in the marble floor, barely recognizing myself. The perfect, polite daughter they've tried to mold me into. The girl who accepts scraps with a smile. The sister who steps aside, so Savannah can shine. Number not anymore. My hand crushes the paper into a ball. The sound of crinkling pages echoes through the foyer like a battle cry. I stand at the foot of the grand staircase, its sweeping arc suddenly symbolic of all the choices before me. The safe path, stay quiet, do what I'm told, keep hoping they'll love me. Or the terrifying unknown. Fight back, stand up, risk everything. What will I do now? The question pounds in my head like a drumbeat. How do I even begin to fight back against the perfect family facade they've built? I look down at the crumpled paper in my fist. This ends now, and they'll never see it coming. I scan the crumpled chore list for the 100th time, my eyes catching on details I missed before. The tasks aren't random, they're calculated. Each item strategically placed to keep me away from specific areas of the house at certain times. Away from Dad's study during his important calls. Away from the dining room during family dinners. Away from anywhere I might overhear something I shouldn't. My bedroom feels like a crime scene, papers scattered across my usually pristine desk. Old report cards showing straight A's lie next to newspaper clippings of Savannah's charitable work. Family photos where I'm positioned just slightly off-center, a shadow to Savannah's spotlight. The evidence has been here all along, waiting for me to connect the dots. Something cold settles in my stomach as I uncover a letter from last semester. My academic counselor's praise for my exceptional performance despite challenging circumstances sits next to a sticky note in Mom's elegant script. Perfect for damage control if anyone asks questions. I push back from my desk, mind racing. They've been using my academic success as a shield. Look at how well Lily's doing in school. Clearly there's nothing wrong at home. My hands shake as I realize how long this manipulation has been going on. The house is quiet, too quiet. Through my window, I watch Mom's Mercedes glide down the circular driveway, Savannah in the passenger seat. They'll be gone for hours at their usual spa day. Dad's at the office until late. The cleaning staff won't arrive until tomorrow. My heart pounds as I slip into Dad's study. The room reeks of leather and power, all sleek modern furniture and expensive art. His computer sits like a sentinel on the massive desk. I've seen him type his password 100 times, watching from the doorway while pretending to dust the shelves. Another core designed to keep me busy. The screen flickers to life. My fingers fly across the keyboard, muscle memory from years of observation guiding them. I'm in. The first email makes my blood run cold. Villa arrangements. Jonathan, everything's set for Savannah's exclusive weekend. The staff has been instructed to maintain complete privacy. As discussed, we'll ensure all social media posts emphasize the family aspect while keeping Lily occupied with her academic commitments. The usual transfers have been arranged. $20,000 for Savannah's shopping and activities, plus the standard coverage for any impromptu expenses. I dig deeper, hands trembling but determined. Each document reveals another layer of betrayal. Savannah's monthly allowance could fund a semester of college. Meanwhile, my education fund sits untouched, a bargaining chip they hold over my head. A video file catches my eye. I plug in my earbuds, careful not to make a sound. The girls' grades are our best defense. Dad's voice fills my ears, clinical and cold. As long as Lily maintains her academic performance, no one will question our methods. It's a small price to pay for maintaining the family's reputation. Mom's laugh, sharp as breaking glass. And she's so eager to please. Really, it's almost too easy. The recording continues, but I can't breathe. Their voices swirl around me, years of manipulation condensed into cruel sound bites. Every sacrifice I made, every moment I pushed myself to be perfect, it was all just part of their scheme. Lily! I nearly jump out of my skin. Emma stands in the doorway, concern etched across her face. She must have used her spare key, the one I gave her for emergencies. I got your text, she whispers, closing the door softly behind her. What did you find? I pull out the earbud, my voice barely a whisper. Everything. Come look. Emma settles beside me, her familiar presence anchoring me as we scroll through the evidence of my family's betrayal. Each new document feels like another nail in the coffin of my old life, the life where I still hoped they might love me someday. "We need to save this," Emma says, her voice hard with anger. She pulls a USB drive from her backpack. All of it. As we copy the files, a new email notification pops up. The sender's name makes my stomach lurch. Mr. Coleman, the family lawyer. The message is brief but clear. Any disruption to the established arrangement will result in immediate consequences. Your academic future hangs in the balance. Choose wisely. I meet Emma's eyes, seeing my own anger reflected back. They think they can keep controlling me with threats. She squeezes my hand. "They don't know who you really are. Not yet." The USB drive blinks as it finishes copying. In my pocket, my phone buzzes with another threatening email. But for the first time, I feel something stronger than fear. They built their perfect family facade on my silence. Time to show them how loud I can be. The mansion's library door creaks as I push it open. Savannah lounges on the leather sofa, phone in hand, perfectly positioned to catch the afternoon light streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. "Done with your little investigation?" Her smirk doesn't quite hide the tension in her shoulders. "Daddy's study is off limits, you know that." Drop the act. My voice comes out stronger than I expect. "I found the emails, the recordings, everything." "And?" She examines her manicured nails. "What exactly do you think you can do about it? Mr. Richards has handled far worse scandals than a jealous little sister." The name hits like a slap. Mr. Richards, Dad's mentor, the family's image consultant, the man who's been engineering my isolation for years. "I never wanted to hurt you, Lily." Savannah's voice drips false sympathy. "But you have to understand, there's a natural order to things. Some people are meant to shine. Others." She waves her hand dismissively. "Well, you've always been good at staying in your lane." My phone buzzes again. A text from Mr. Hernandez, my AP literature teacher. "Want to discuss your last essay. Important opportunity. My classroom, 7:30 tomorrow." A moment later, another message. This one from Aunt Caroline, Mom's estranged sister. "Heard about the birthday celebration. We need to talk. I've been there." I look back at Savannah, still lounging like a cat in her sunbeam. She has no idea how many cracks are forming in her perfect world. "You're right about one thing," I say, turning to leave. "I am good at staying in my lane. But maybe it's time to change lanes altogether." Her laughter follows me out, but it sounds hollow now. Empty, like everything else in this house. Emma waits in my room, the USB drive clutched in her hand like a lifeline. "Ready?" I nod, pulling up the draft of the email I've prepared. Just a small taste of the evidence, enough to make waves at Dad's next investor meeting. My finger hovers over the send button. "They'll try to stop you," Emma warns. "Let them try." I hit send. This is just the beginning. "Did you see what that Harrington girl posted?" The whispers follow me through the mansion's marble corridors, each one a tiny needle under my skin. So ungrateful. After everything her parents have done, I keep my head high, clutching my phone where another carefully crafted social media post from Savannah glows on the screen. This one shows her lounging by our infinity pool, caption gushing about family love and gratitude. The comment section overflows with sympathy for her poor Savannah, dealing with such a difficult sister. Mr. Richards, Dad's closest business partner, watches me from across the foyer. His eyes hold the same patronizing concern I've seen directed at unstable investors right before Dad cuts them loose. When he pulls out his phone, I know another piece of the smear campaign is about to drop. I retreat to my sanctuary in the East Wing, my fingers trembling as I unlock the door. This room, with its floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Atlantic, is the one place they haven't tainted. Yet, the leather-bound journal on my desk calls to me. I filled half its pages since my birthday disaster 3 weeks ago, each entry a brick in the foundation of my rebellion. Today's page starts like the others. Dear future self. But something feels different. The words flow faster, sharper. They think isolation will break me. They don't understand that being alone is exactly what I needed. Every fake smile, every condescending pat on the head, it was all preparation. Training for this moment. I close the journal and pull up the meditation app Emma recommended. As my breathing steadies, I study my reflection in the window. Mom's constant criticism echoes. Stand straighter, smile wider, be more like your sister. But now I see what she couldn't. Strength in my olive skin, fire in my hazel eyes, power in the set of my jaw. The grandfather clock strikes 3. Time for the confrontation I've been planning all week. Savannah lounges in the library's leather armchair like it's a throne, scrolling through her phone with practiced disinterest. The late afternoon sun streams through stained glass, casting colored shadows across leather-bound first editions and priceless artifacts. Our family's carefully curated sophistication on display. We need to talk. My voice doesn't waver. She glances up, lips curving into that familiar smirk. About your little tantrum on Instagram? God, you're so embarrassing. About 16 years of lies. I plant myself in front of her, blocking her escape route. About how you and Mom and Dad systematically destroyed every chance I had at. Destroyed? She laughs, but there's an edge to it. We gave you everything. Private schools, dance lessons, that ridiculous art camp. Scraps. The word explodes from me. Everything you didn't want. Every opportunity that wasn't good enough for precious Savannah first. She stands, using those 2 inches of height difference like a weapon. You're delusional. This is exactly why they didn't invite you to the villa. You're unstable. Really? I pull out my phone, fingers steady now. Is that what the country club board would think when they see the real numbers? How much Dad spends on your hobbies versus my education? The blood drains from her face. You're bluffing. Try me. The silence stretches between us, heavy with years of unspoken truth. When she finally speaks, her voice has lost its honey-sweet venom. You'll never win this. No one will believe you over us. I meet Emma at Cafe Luna, our usual spot 3 blocks from the mansion. The afternoon crowd provides perfect cover. No one from the country club would be caught dead in a place with mismatched mugs and local art on the walls. I brought backup, Emma says, nodding toward a corner booth. Mr. Hernandez, my AP literature teacher, sits with his worn leather briefcase. Next to him, Aunt Caroline's familiar silver hair catches the sunlight. My throat tightens. You all came. Of course we did. Emma squeezes my hand. We've got the documentation you asked for. Mr. H pulled your attendance records. And the emails about family emergencies during exam weeks? He adds quietly. Aunt Caroline slides a manila envelope across the table. Bank statements. Your father's not as careful with his passwords as he thinks. The garden lights flicker on as sunset approaches, casting a warm glow over the carefully arranged chairs. I adjust the projector screen one last time, heart pounding as cars pull up to the mansion's side entrance. Board members, business partners, people whose opinions matter to Jonathan Harrington. Quite the setup, Mr. Richards says, pausing at the garden's entrance. His smile doesn't reach his eyes, though I'm not sure what could be so important it requires all of us here on such short notice. I mirror his fake smile. You'll see. The presentation is brutal in its simplicity. Bank statements, email threads, a timeline of coincidences that shows a clear pattern of sabotage. With each slide, the whispers grow louder. By the time I show the comparison of educational investments, hundreds of thousands for Savannah's prestigious programs versus the bare minimum for mine, even Mr. Richards has lost his condescending smile. Later, I walk along Miami Beach, letting the waves wash away the day's tension. Each step feels lighter, freer. The ocean breeze carries away 16 years of doubt and shame, replacing them with something stronger, certainty. My phone buzzes with messages from Emma and Aunt Caroline, time for our late-night strategy session. But as I turn to leave, something stops me. A moment of perfect clarity, standing between sea and sky. They thought they could break me. Instead, they taught me how to fight back. The study is dark when I return, perfect for what comes next. Emma's voice comes through my earbuds, steady and sure as we review the plan. Aunt Caroline's encrypted messages light up my screen with tactical suggestions. Tomorrow's surprise party will be anything but celebratory, at least for them. I reach for Dad's desk drawer, searching for his spare laptop charger, when my fingers brush something unexpected. A USB drive unmarked and dusty. Probably forgotten. My laptop whirs to life, the USB's contents loading slowly. A video file, then another, and another. My hand flies to my mouth as the first recording plays. Dad's voice, clinical and cold. Of course we can't let her take the scholarship. It would overshadow Savannah's achievements. No. We'll handle Lily's academic future our way. Mom's laugh, sharp as broken glass. She'll understand someday. It's all for the family's best interest. I sit in the dark, letting their words wash over me. Each confession more damning than the last. My hands don't shake as I copy the files. They never thought I'd find this. They never thought I'd fight back. That was their biggest mistake of all. My living room transforms into a war room before my eyes. 3 monitors glow in the dimness, their screens reflecting off the polished marble floors of our Miami Beach mansion. Evidence binders line the oak shelves where Mom's precious Fabergé collection once perched. The irony doesn't escape me, her symbols of wealth now replaced by proof of their corruption. Emma hunches over one of the laptops, her fingers flying across the keyboard as she sets up the encrypted live stream. All systems are ready, she murmurs, pushing her glasses up. You sure about this, Lily? I trace my finger along the timeline sketched on our whiteboard. Each beat of my plan marked in precise detail. Maps of the mansion grounds and printed emails cover the walls like wallpaper, a tapestry of betrayal waiting to be exposed. I've never been more sure of anything. The surprise celebration event I've orchestrated is already in full swing downstairs. Crystal glasses clink and fake laughter echoes through the halls. Every detail has been meticulously planned. From the strategic placement of evidence displays to the careful guest list of Dad's most influential business contacts. My phone vibrates. Another text from Dad's business partner asking if I'll reconsider my rash actions. I delete it without reading further. They still think I'm the same quiet girl they could push around. Their mistake. The security feed shows Savannah preening in front of a mirror in the foyer, rehearsing her speech one last time. Her golden hair catches the light from the chandeliers, perfect as always. But there's a tremor in her hands as she smooths her designer dress. Live streams picking up viewers, Emma says, eyes locked on the metrics climbing across her screen. Words getting out. We've got over 5,000 people watching already. I straighten my shoulders, checking my reflection in the darkened window. My dark waves fall loose past my shoulders, no more innocent ponytail. Dark eyeliner rings my hazel eyes like war paint. The girl who used to shrink from confrontation is gone. The celebration space I've designed is a masterpiece of irony. Elegant decorations blend seamlessly with carefully placed evidence displays. Printed emails peek out from between flower arrangements. Financial records nestle behind crystal champagne flutes. Every corner tells a story of deception. The guests arrive in waves of silken diamonds, Miami's elite gathering for what they think is just another charity event. If they only knew. Every influential business figure Dad's ever courted, every socialite Mom's ever tried to impress, They're all here to witness the facade crack. I spot Mr. Richards, Dad's closest ally, glad-handing near the champagne fountain. His booming laugh carries up the stairs, but I catch the way his eyes dart around the room. He knows something's coming. They all do. The screens behind the makeshift podium glow to life as the techs run their final checks. In less than an hour, those same screens will display every damning email, every secret recording that proves what this family really is. My heart pounds against my ribs, but my hands are steady as I pull up the first file. 5 minutes until Savannah's speech, Emma warns, then adds, "Social media's blowing up. The hashtag is trending." I nod, sliding the final USB drive into place. Time to give my dear sister the spotlight she's always craved. The marble staircase stretches before me like a runway. Each step down feels like crossing a threshold, from victim to victor, from pawn to player. The whispers fade as I emerge into the foyer, heads turning to track my entrance. Savannah's perfectly practiced smile falters when she sees me. For a fraction of a second, uncertainty flickers in her eyes. Good. Let her wonder. Let her worry. She takes the podium like she's accepting an Oscar, all graceful movements and false modesty. "Thank you all for coming tonight," she begins, her voice dripping honey. "Our family has always believed in excellence, in pushing ourselves to achieve more." I position myself by the control panel, watching the seconds tick down. Emma's voice comes through my earpiece. "Ready when you are." Savannah's reaching her crescendo, arms spread wide as she proclaims, "Everything we do is out of love." My finger hovers over the button. A lifetime of swallowed tears and silent rage crystallizes into this single moment of crystal clear purpose. "Now," I whisper. The screens behind her explode with color. Emails, bank statements, voice recordings. Her voice dies mid-sentence as the first video clip plays, her own words condemning her. "Of course we never meant to include her. She's just not family material." The crowd's murmurs turn to gasps. Champagne glasses freeze halfway to lips. Mr. Richards' face goes ashen as his own emails flash across the screen. Then Marcus Chen stands up, CEO of Miami's largest tech company and Dad's most important business connection. His voice cuts through the chaos. "Is this true, Savannah? These recordings of your father discussing academic fraud?" Savannah's mouth opens and closes, but no sound comes out. The perfect princess, finally speechless. "I've seen enough." Marcus's words crack like a whip. "My company cannot be associated with this kind of behavior. Consider our contracts terminated." It's like watching dominoes fall. Other business leaders stand, phones already out, distancing themselves from the scandal. Savannah's supporters huddle in corners, whispering frantically. The carefully maintained facade of power crumbles brick by brick. Savannah spins toward me, her mask finally cracking. For the first time in my life, I see real fear in my sister's eyes. I hold her gaze as her carefully constructed world continues to collapse. "Happy birthday to me," I mouth silently. The chaos is beautiful. My phone buzzes again, but this time it's not a threat. The anonymous message makes my breath catch. "There's more. So much more. Check your secure email. This goes deeper than even you know." I smile as the screens continue their relentless display of truth. They never saw me coming. And I'm just getting started. The laptop screen flickers in my darkened bedroom, casting harsh shadows across my face as I stare down my family. Savannah's perfect golden waves frame her face like a crown, while Mom and Dad flank her in the Miami Beach office's pristine conference room. The contrast between their polished appearance and my quiet strength makes my fingers curl against my desk. "Lily, darling." Mom's voice drips artificial sweetness through the video call. "We're only thinking of your best interests. You know that, don't you?" I trace the edge of the USB drive in my pocket, the one containing every shred of evidence I've gathered. Its weight grounds me as Dad's icy tone cuts through the speakers. The social obligations of our position require certain sacrifices, he says, shuffling papers with manufactured casualness. Your sister understands this. Why can't you? The words that once would have shattered me now bounce off like rain on glass. In the background, Mr. Richards hovers like a well-dressed vulture, nodding along with every manipulative statement. I study their faces, memorizing every micro-expression of desperation poorly masked as concern. My phone buzzes another message from Mr. Coleman, the family lawyer. The screen lights up with thinly veiled threats about my college fund, about legal action that could drain every penny I have. On my laptop, social media notifications pop up in a steady stream. Influencers in my father's pocket are already spinning their narrative, painting me as an ungrateful daughter, a troubled teen seeking attention. I close my eyes, letting their words wash over me. When I open them again, my voice comes out steady, clear as a bell. Are you finished? The question lands like a slap. Savannah's perfectly maintained smile cracks just slightly at the edges. Because I am, I continue, each word deliberate as a chess move. I'm finished with the manipulation, the lies, all of it. I pull up the convention center's webpage on my second monitor, confirming tomorrow's setup. The venue's modern architecture and state-of-the-art audiovisual system will serve my purposes perfectly. Every major media outlet in Miami has confirmed their attendance. My fingers hover over the keyboard, ready to unleash years of meticulously gathered evidence. You have no idea what you're doing, Savannah snaps, her composure finally slipping. You'll destroy everything we've built. A small smile tugs at my lips. No, I know exactly what I'm doing. For the first time in my life, I'm seeing everything clearly. The convention center's main hall stretches before me the next morning, its soaring glass ceiling letting in streams of Miami sunlight. Rows of chairs fill with journalists, business leaders, and activist groups. The energy in the room crackles like lightning before a storm. I adjust my dark blazer armor for the battle ahead and step onto the stage. The massive screen behind me illuminates with the first piece of evidence. A time-stamped email thread revealing the systematic financial exploitation, each word highlighted in damning clarity. For years, I begin, my voice carrying through the perfect acoustics, I believed I was the problem. That if I just tried harder, achieved more, became perfect maybe, then I'd be worthy of my family's love. The evidence unfolds like a masterpiece. Recorded conversations, bank statements, meticulously documented patterns of manipulation. Each piece is authenticated, each revelation more damning than the last. The live stream counter ticks up exponentially as viewers pour in from across the country. My hands don't shake as I pull up document after document. The timestamps flash across the screen, every manipulation, every lie, every moment they chose Savannah over me caught in pristine digital clarity. The audience's gasps punctuate each revelation like a Greek chorus of justice. Alexander Thompson rises from his front row seat, his silver hair catching the spotlight. As a business leader in this community, his voice booms through the hall. I am appalled by this breach of trust. The Harringtons have exploited not just their daughter, but the very principles of family and integrity we hold dear. Dr. Cynthia Morales steps forward next, her legal credentials displayed prominently on the screen. What we're seeing here isn't just emotional manipulation, it's a calculated pattern of financial exploitation and educational fund mismanagement. Social media explodes. Number Justice for Lily trends nationwide as clips from my presentation go viral. The live chat floods with support messages and similar stories. Emma stands in the wings, tears streaming down her face as she captures everything on her phone. The final confrontation unfolds on live television 3 days later. The studio lights burn hot against my skin as I face my family one last time. Savannah's perfect mask has cracked completely, showing the scared girl beneath all that polished veneer. Mom's hands tremble around her designer handbag. Dad can't quite meet my eyes. You want to know the real reason I'm doing this? My voice carries through the hushed studio. Not for revenge, not even for justice. I'm doing this so that every other 16-year-old girl trapped in a gilded cage knows she has the power to break free. Later that night, in the quiet safety of my new room at the Parkers' house, my phone lights up with an encrypted message. The sender is anonymous, but the content makes my heart race. Harrington Family Foundation meeting the 15th of June. Full audio recording available. There's more to this story than anyone knows. Are you ready to hear it? I stare at the message for a long moment, my finger hovering over the screen. Sometimes, I realize freedom isn't just about breaking chains, it's about choosing which battles are worth fighting next. Morning light streams through gauzy curtains, casting gentle shadows across photographs that line the walls of my new home. Not the cold marble and gilt frames of the Harrington mansion, but real moments captured in time. Emma and I at the beach, the Parkers' Sunday dinner, my first speaking engagement at the youth center. Each image tells a story of healing, of choosing something better than the perfection my parents demanded. I trace my fingers along the windowsill, feeling the warmth of sunlight on my skin. The Parkers' modest Miami suburb feels more like home than 16 years in that mansion ever did. Here, the walls don't echo with manipulation and mockery. Here, I can breathe. The memory hits without warning. That birthday morning standing frozen at the bottom of that grand staircase, Savannah's smirk as she handed me that list. My hands start to tremble, but I force myself to stay present, using the grounding techniques my therapist taught me. The hardwood floor solid beneath my feet. The scent of vanilla from Mrs. Parker's morning baking. The distant sound of lawnmowers and children playing. I am not that girl anymore. Moving to my desk by the window, I open my journal, not the leather-bound diary my mother insisted on, but a simple spiral notebook filled with messy thoughts and honest fears. The morning pages have become my ritual, a daily reminder that my voice matters. Emma's text buzzes through. Community center's packed. Get here soon. At the center, the energy hits me as soon as I push through the double doors. Dozens of teens and young adults mill around the meeting space, which has been transformed with bright banners and fairy lights. Breaking Free Together spans the back wall in bold letters. Jordan spots me from across the room and rushes over, her eyes bright with nervous excitement. I can't believe how many people came, she whispers, clutching her note cards. What if I mess up my speech? I squeeze her hand. Just tell your truth. That's all any of us can do. The room quiets as Emma takes the microphone. Welcome to our first Breaking Free celebration, she announces. Today, we're honoring every person here who's had the courage to choose themselves. One by one, people step up to share their stories. A boy who escaped his father's emotional abuse. A girl who stood up to her controlling grandparents. With each story, heads nod in recognition. Tears flow. Healing happens in real time. When Jordan takes the stage, her voice shakes at first, but grows stronger with each word. I watch from the back, remembering how lost she looked that first day she came to group. Now she stands tall, owning her story, helping others own theirs. Back home that evening, I stand before my full-length mirror, really seeing myself, the confident set of my shoulders, the clear, steady gaze, no more desperate need for approval in my eyes. You did it, I whisper to my reflection. You chose yourself, you broke free, and now you're helping others do the same. Moving to my desk, I adjust my camera and hit record. The red light blinks, waiting. Hey everyone, I begin, my voice warm and steady. Today, at our Breaking Free celebration, I witnessed something incredible. I saw strength. I saw courage. I saw healing. I leaned closer to the camera, thinking of everyone out there still trapped in silence. Your story matters. Your voice matters. You matter. If you're watching this and wondering if you can break free too, yes, you can. Share your story in the comments below. Let's build this community together. Ending the recording, I turned to my vision board. Among the news clippings and research papers, new dreams take shape. Expanding the youth program, starting a scholarship fund, building a network of safe houses. The evening sun paints my room in shades of possibility. Through my window, I hear the Parker family setting up for dinner. Real laughter, real love, real family. My chosen family. Not the perfect daughter, not the family disappointment, just Lily. Finally, powerfully, unequivocally me.